there's been a disinvestment in this community for over 40 years. And for us to see a resurgence and a re-energizing effort to bring economic vitality, positive, what I call upbeat housing, and folks where there's a vibrancy there that has been absent, I can't wait for it.
The community that had been demolished resulted in acres and acres of vacant land. And who knew 50 years later it'd still be vacant? So part of what excites me is to see vacant land that attracts a lot of negative activity, transforming that vacant land into mixed income housing above really active ground floor and retail uses.
The transformation of Dudley Square has created a sense of vibrancy throughout the Roxbury neighborhoods that I think we can also tap into with this Choice Neighborhoods application.
And particularly we want to make sure in the city of Boston that we don't lose any more low, moderate income families, and Whittier Street really is focused on low income families and helping them to be able to live in a good environment that's clean and safe with good amenities.
Boston is facing a housing crisis across every income spectrum. We've tried to address not only the recreation of public housing units, but also the creation of middle income and workforce housing units so we can develop a really integrated community. What we've come up with is a site plan that drastically improves the walkability of the site. We have new streets. We have new townhouses fronting on those streets. As a result of that increased permeability, we're now better coordinated with the new development that's proposed to go on next to us on P3. But we've also eliminated some mid-rise buildings, so as you look at the site, it becomes more neighborhood scale.
Well, the Ruggles Corridor vision is so named because we're looking at it not just as a street. It's a much bigger idea about street as place. Pedestrians are just as important as the cars, that it's not all about just providing as many parking spaces as you can come up with, but really creating an environment in which art thrives, in which landscape is important, in which people feel comfortable talking with each other.
The most important thing we can do is take places like Whittier Street that are already well served by the buses and trains at Ruggles as well as the buses at Dudley, and turn those into great neighborhoods and can take advantage of transit we already have.
We got a very good development. What makes it so unique and so special, it's a good foundation. I call ourselves a family.
Having a safer place to live in will improve everybody's mindset about living in Roxbury.
I've been living there for 45 years. At one point in time, everybody looked down on Whittier Street. Now since Choice Neighborhood came in, I feel comfortable. I feel like we're part of the community.
In Massachusetts, we need to fill 43,000 construction jobs from 2012 to 2022. So we understand that we need to create more pipelines to attract young, talented adults into this industry.
We created a program through the Boston Housing Authority in the building trades called Building Pathways that offer families and people opportunities to get in as employees in the building trades and get them good jobs and good union jobs. And what this project will do potentially is help them and help that program grow.
We're helping Madison Park create a pipeline for young students to get into these construction trades.
Madison Park's location is right almost in the heart of the Whittier neighborhood. What this initiative is going to do is really expose the construction careers to our middle school age students, where now they will know exactly what these fields are going and then how lucrative they can really be to provide not just a job, because we get away from that to it, but to really have them have a sense of what a career looks like.
Madison Park Vocational and Technical High School has students that want to be part of this transformation. So it makes a lot of sense for the Boston Housing Authority and Madison Park to be partnered together.
Well, I would like to be a business owner one day, so I want to graduate with a business degree and then open up my own business within the neighborhood.
Boston Public Schools is a key partner in both of our initiatives, and we've been having conversations around How do we share data at a neighborhood level so that we can know how our young people are doing, but more importantly, know what resources need to be put in place so that we can both, through our education initiative and through housing, support them better.
Tenacity has been there for me since I was in 8th grade, and right now they're helping me look for colleges, get scholarships, and all these things that I never would have done without them. I don't think I would be looking for colleges right now.
We have families in my organization that have started in homeless shelters and over the course of several years have gotten bachelor's degrees, become nurses, bought their own homes, put their kids into college. I mean, really the full American dream that I think a lot of people believe can't happen anymore. And we want to bring that American dream, that people dream, to this neighborhood project.
We know that in the Roxbury community currently the unemployment rate is double that of our regular unemployment rate. So, but we also know that we have a huge entrepreneurial spirit here, and we also offer the community and the residents of Whittier Street an opportunity to come in and to explore and unpack this notion of being an entrepreneur.
In 2010, the Commonwealth of Massachusetts passed legislation for cultural districts. Starting soon after that, several grassroots organizations saw this as a goal and really began the process of designation for Roxbury. It focuses on 4 public realms distributed across the neighborhood, including the Roxbury Heritage State Park, a new visitors center in the Non-Factory, a new museum of the National Center for Afro-American Artists, as well as a public plaza in Bartlett Station. And it's exciting to develop programming that really builds synergies to other aspects of the Choice Neighborhood Plan, particularly around the small business plan.
Massachusetts Department of Transportation and the MBTA stand ready to continue to partner with Whittier Street. We've enjoyed being part of the initiative and working on the Tiger Grant, and I know there's a lot we can be doing in the future to better connect the residents and youth of Whittier Street to the rest of Boston, the regional economy.
When you're talking about the opportunity to actually create new spaces and having our students actually work on those projects, and especially students who live in the neighborhood, think of the sense of pride that that brings to them, and think about if they're seeing it, think about what the neighborhood is seeing.
Receipt of this grant will not only transform the Whittier Street public housing development in a very positive way. In essence, it could be, and we expect that it will be, a renaissance for that entire section of Lower Roxbury.
It's the people that make a neighborhood. What we want to be sure is that this opportunity of building the Whittier neighborhood is an opportunity for people to thrive themselves, to change themselves, to rebuild themselves, so that not just the buildings get the fancy paint.
To see the Whittier project really come to fruition is just absolutely huge, because it will change the makeup of how people perceive public housing.
You can find ways to improve an area, but let it be for lots of people. Make this part of town all that it can be.